we'll just have to see. How are you doing, Jenny? Good morning. How's it going?
How are you? I'm good.
Good. Sorry, we were trying to figure out how to do this YouTube live thing, and it was a little bit more complicated than we thought, but we're all good. We're all settled. I'm going to wait and give it a couple of more minutes for everybody else to join in and get this going. I hope you're having a good, exciting day. Today's going to be a super fun day. I'm excited. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I don't know if I'm excited yet. I just woke up.
Well, okay, cool. I get that. I get that totally. But trading wise, tell me you're not at least a tiny bit excited.
Look, I'm not sure. I was waiting to hear what you were going to say. Last night, Ricky said it's likely to be a choppy night last night. And
yeah,
I don't know if he was going to trade. I managed to get a really nice trade off AMD right early. I got 1.7R, and then I managed to lose half of it on another trade. I was going to go to bed, and then I went, oh, go on, just take one more, but then I shouldn't have.
Oh no. Yeah, so. It's been a tricky, choppy market. Yesterday, we did a trade on Tesla yesterday. Well,
I was watching, and I didn't play Tesla at all last night. Because I was watching what you did, and I marked on what you had, and I thought, well, okay, if it does hit what your entry, but I think by the time I looked at it, you guys were already in it, and I was going to play it, and then I chickened out because I do options, and they're really expensive early in the week.
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah. So I ended up just staying with AMD.
Yeah, that's the way I played it too. I played it with options, and my entry was at 935, I want to say 935, and our target was 967. And the thought process behind it was that
you have a much wider stop than I do, so I often get stopped out.
Yeah, but then I've learned it the very, very hard way that on Tesla, sometimes it'll just stop you and then go do.
I know what you thought it was going to.
Yeah.
I have had it before where I've gone, okay, I'm going to leave that stop really wide, and then I get stopped out anyway, and I go, well, now I've just lost a heap more than what I did.
Yeah. So no, that makes sense. Totally. I know I work with a lot of traders who just prefer not to trade Tesla, and that's absolutely acceptable. If something's moving a lot and it's liquid a lot, you can also lose a lot in it. So that makes total sense.
If it runs your way, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So circling back to futures, I see Inga in here. How are you, Inga? You doing good? How's your trading week going? I haven't talked to you this week at all.
Good morning, Melanie. I'm good.
Hey. I'm so excited to be trading today. So I was looking at this chart earlier on futures, and on the daily, we were. So this is ES, and if I were to put fibs on this, from the very high to the low, we are getting rejected at the 618 retracement right now. And then bounced off of the 382. So we're really in a tricky decision spot where we really have to make up our mind and see where we're going. Two likely scenarios where we could do this, or Another scenario is that this is a lower high and then we go higher. I'm not saying either one have to play out today, but it very well could. Today, we ended the day yesterday on SPY and the Qs with an inside candle, and even on the future side as well, with an inside candle. And I noticed that we've been dropping majority of the night. We were kind of trading a little bit lower majority of the night. And so in the morning, my plan is to scalp a quick bull trade. And as you can see, the volume's kind of piling in right now on a bullish trade. So I want to go find a good spot to enter or trade, maybe this double bottom, or I want to wait for one little red candle over here. This is a 3-minute chart, so we'll see if we can find a good entry point on any of these. The reason being why I want to find a bull trade is because the RSIs need to kind of adjust. They were not, when I was looking last night, they were not like spectacularly low where you just felt like, oh my God, we're gonna go screaming higher. They were just midway there. But I thought it would be a pretty decent. Early mornings are usually reversal times as well. So if we've been dipping majority of the night, then usually around morning time is when we kind of create a bounce up, and then we look to kind of fail from there at market open. So at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I've noticed this time and time again, guys, where we have an opposite action at night time, and then in the morning time before the market opens, we do a complete opposite action as well. So on the daily, this is going to be super interesting. This is an inside candle, and it's the fourth inside candle. We're not opening, I mean, on the SPY, we wouldn't open with a gap up or down unless we do anything phenomenal right now. So we're not opening with a gap up or down, nothing spectacular. For the bear scenario, I love that we're below the 10 EMA. The green line on my chart, guys, is the 10 EMA. And I love that we're opening below the 10 EMA, which is absolutely amazing. So that tells me there's more resistance. I see Keith just joining in. Good morning, Keith. I am going to look at NQ real quick and see if there's more weakness there. Okay, so the Qs already took out the low of this candle. So that tells me there's more. Obviously, the Qs have obviously been super weak. I just wanted to put fibs on this and check their level as well. I'm pretty sure this might have bounced off of the 618 as well. Okay, this was the 50% retracement level on the Qs, and we're trading around the 236. So today, if we take this inside candle out and we decide to go lower, the 236 range is where my targets would be. On ES, that happens to be around the 40 range, which is perfect. If we zoom out a little bit on the ES, I can show you guys why that's a perfect target. Let's go look at the 15. So this is the next line of support, and 40 is right over here. It's also the top of this channel that we've had previously going. So I think 40 is a good target. And then if we do anything super crazy and take out 40 and the bears are really, really strong, then 4,400 is the next stop for it. It would be really terrible if the bears push it down all the way and the bulls can't reclaim the support level on ES. So that's just a good bear case scenario that I think could play out. On the if you wanted to, I guess you could see a head and shoulders kind of pattern, not really clean, not too precise, but you could kind of see that. Let's go look at it on the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour also, I mean, this is a little bit more cleaner of a head and shoulders. The 4-hour is going to be telling. We should not be taking out today's inside candle. I mean, yesterday's inside candle if we want to make a bull case. So I'm going to keep an eye on it and see which way we break. Inside candles are amazing to be trading with. They work 80% of the times. There are days where they don't, like yesterday's Tesla candle was an inside candle and it didn't really work in our bull scenario. So, and then if I wanted to look to go bullish, I would not look to go bullish unless we take this guy out. So unless we take this trend line on the top out, one thing I feel comfortable shorting right now is because we are on top of this channel on the 4-hour, so the larger time frame. So we could pull back a little bit, maybe come down to the bottom of this channel, which also coincides with 4,400. So that could be likely. We'll just have to assess as we go. But that's just my thoughts on this for today. We are going to have another possibly choppy day because there's a couple of scenarios that can play out. This kind of looks like a bull flag. We could go higher. But then again, there is fear out there in the street and the media is hyping up a bear market pretty largely. So it all just plays out to the market sentiment and the price action and see where we open and what we do with it. Oh no, did we miss our chance on the 3-minute? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do the 3-minute 10 EMA strategy. Well, we're pretty far off from the 10 EMA. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if we can get a touch down to the 10 EMA on the 3-minute and see if we can do an entry somewhere over here with a stop below these candles. And we will have to assess for targets. This seems like a good level of resistance, so we will probably take all over here. 10-point trade, that seems good. This is an inside candle, so I like that we're making a higher high. So we're doing this. Maybe we come down and then go a little bit higher before the market opens. So I totally like that. That's going to be good for our trade. So I'm gonna give it some time and be patient with it and see if we can get filled. I'm gonna set this up really quickly in my Thinkorswim and we should be good to go. All right, I'll keep an eye on this guy as well in the 15-minute. Besides that, is anybody in a trade currently or wanting to look at anything specific other than the cues? We can always look at E-minis, the Russell 2000. Oops. Okay, so I honestly did not expect it to be this weak. I truly thought with this breakout of this channel, I truly thought that we were going to go higher with RTY. and maybe come back and retest it one more time and then go higher, but we didn't do that. This is also valid for the 15-minute that we looked at earlier. And I said it would be a terrible scenario if the bears push it back down into this channel. This is precisely what happens when you come back into the channel after a breakout. So on this guy, I do think this actually looks like a much more cleaner wave 3 down, and then we're going to probably go down a little bit more. That will be the wave 5, and then we will decide and assess and see what happens next from then on. But I didn't think there'd be that much weakness. I would think that people would flock to some of the cheaper price stocks, but then I guess there's just fear out there in the market. Some of the tickers that I was looking at earlier for day trading aspect of it were also looking quite weak. They were not looking that great. So yeah, did not expect it to be that weak at all. So yeah, this Russell 2000, the RTY, is also in inside candle, whichever direction below the 10 EMA. So whichever direction we break in, we could go lower. This would be a wonderful swing trade as well, guys. If you were looking into that, if you wanted to swing trade IWM short. And because it's a bear position, I would just be careful, do it with a little less risk comparatively. But this qualifies technically for our 10 EMA strategy because we did have a close up above once, and then now we're closing below again. And so this would be the bull candle that closed below the 10 EMA. So on IWM, on the daily chart, if you wanted to swing trade it short, this technically does qualify for that. Another ticker that qualified for it was Square, and I know we look at this all the times, and I feel so bad for Square. It's just been beat up so bad. My next level of purchase on Square, I have some shares at 130, and my next level to add to my shares is going to be at 87. That's my next level of purchase. I'm not shorting this necessarily. I think it's been beat down a little too much. The weekly chart just looks horrendous. So I'm going to give it a little bit of break and see where we go. But 87 is my next level of purchase on this. Twitter had a beautiful inside candle today on the daily as well. And right over here. And pre-market, we're already below that right now. So I would argue for a bear scenario. Twitter looked like it was bottoming quite well, and then we kind of made another low, and then now we ended up with an inside candle. It would have been amazing if some of these tickers were actually gapping up instead of down. So for that reason, I mean, there's more risk to reward potential if we were going up. But this is also a good trade. The bull volume increased over here. The bull volume increased over here. There was hope of it bouncing back. Seems like at a good price point, a lot of people looked to get back in above the 10 EMA and then got trapped immediately. So Twitter for a day trade is on my watch list. Absolutely, 100%. I'm going to go check on our ES trade real quick and see if we got filled. Nope, no fill yet. We might get a fill soon over here somewhere. The problem is I don't want to chase it too much, and so I don't want to move my entry up and match it to the 10 EMA. Let me see where the 15-10 EMA is. Maybe if we can I know bullish is the direction to go. I'm just trying to find a good level of entry. Because so ideally I want to get in at the touch of the 15-minute 10 EMA, but then our risk to reward is very minimal. With our target being around 80, and our stop being around 64. I don't like that very much. So we will see if we can get a good fill somewhere. Yeah, I think we can come back lower, definitely. On the 1 minute, at least it looks like we can get filled. Great. Awesome. Are you guys looking at any other tickers that are interesting that you just want to take a look at? I'm going to go look at AMD real quick. So AMD has been one of the stronger ones lately. And so I feel like I don't want to mess with this so much. It doesn't look as scary as some of the other ones. Like, for example, we looked at Square and PayPal, and there is a demand for what AMD provides to the consumers. So, and a supply shortage as well. So I don't want to mess with it too much. It does make for a bearish case. We could see somewhat of a pullback to the 10 EMA. So we'll just have to assess it at the open. I don't like it as much as some of the other tickers. Ford had a beautiful inside candle as well. This is also going on my watch list. This guy has two likely scenarios. We either go lower and gap fill this area. Not today, not necessarily today, but we could. Or we go higher and find this gap up as resistance area. If I was looking at this trade specifically and wanting to get in, I wouldn't want to take this trade in the bearish direction, even though there's a perfect head and shoulders. I know that we're a little bit extended from the 10 EMA, and every time we've been extended off of the 10 EMA, that's basically the logic behind it, guys. So every time we go a little bit farther out from the 10 EMA, we almost always go back and touch it again. And so right now with this gap down, we're obviously a little bit farther out. Pre-market, it's saying we're below the green candle. So this is going to be an interesting day for sure. It's going to trap everybody that bought yesterday and may create some sell-off initially. If it does, I'm going to keep an eye on it and see where a good level of, let's put fibs on this and see what we can do. Okay, so it's opening below the 786 retracement already. All right, so I would possibly put an entry somewhere over here at the 786. It would be, if we open with a gap down, it would be a gap and go. So that could make for a bear run scenario. Yesterday was a pretty big buying day. Well, when I say pretty big buying day, we did see some buyers in there that could be trapped right now. So I'm keeping an eye on this for sure. My entry level would be at the 786, and then I will probably put my stop somewhere over here at 1807 and see if we can get a good fill on it. And then write it all the way down to yesterday's low, or if it seems weak around this area, maybe take a partial over here and see if we can get to the 1618 retracement. Seems unlikely, but absolutely can happen. It happened on, ironically, Facebook. everyone decided that this was a good buying zone. It's been beat down a whole lot. And then the media outlets just kind of messed it up a little bit more. And now it's gapping down. I don't know if you know the disastrous stories. I don't know if you guys know. My husband is not interested in trading whatsoever, doesn't understand anything about the stock market. He's not interested, could care less. But every now and then, a friend of his will call him and say, "Hey, did you hear about that?" And he'll go buy 10 or 15 shares of things. And he called me the other day and said, "Oh, we just bought 20 shares of Facebook on this day." And I said, "Jay, it's going to 200 or at least 210." And he didn't agree with me, but we do have 20 shares in his account separately of it over here. So those are the people that I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's wrong. No, absolutely not. Facebook can definitely bounce and can go higher. It is a great company. It's got Mark Zuckerberg's not going to let his company go to nothingness. But it's in a little bit of a tricky situation right now. Everybody that's been profitable for so long is going to take their profits, or at least look to bail if they can get out for break even. My target on my short is 200 or at least 210. After 210, I'm going to trail stops and see if I can get to 200. But at least a 210 is definitely doable. So anyway, so going back to Ford, Facebook is a similar scenario. It could happen. I'm not saying it has to, but history typically tends to repeat itself. So okay, cool. We're about to get filled on this guy. And I think honestly we can even get it a little bit lower, but we'll stick to this and see if we can get filled over here at 71.50. My order is in, and I am going to be doing this with options, not an ES contract. So I'm going to be doing it with $70 call options expiring tomorrow on ES. And see if we can get a good fill. The volatility usually is super low in the morning if you guys are wanting to explore the options idea. It moves a lot less. And so it intimidates you a lot less as well. So yeah, if you guys want to try that out, that's an option. Besides that, what else can I answer for you guys? What else can what do you guys want to look at? Feel free to unmute yourselves, or you can type it in the chat pane and I will read it out loud. Let's hope we can get a fill this quickly.
I really mainly only follow AMD and Tesla. Although I am interested in pins because I jumped into a trade that Ricky put up yesterday.
Ooh, okay. Let's go look at pins. Let me just make sure I got filled. Okay, yep, did. Just wanted to make sure.
Well,
okay.
It's a leap,
all right.
leap rather than a trade.
On pins. So let's go look at it really quickly. So pins is interesting as well. It's been, sadly, I never look at it as much as I love bear trading it. As much as I love this company, I'm looking at Pinterest all day long. So I've not looked at it enough. I should be looking at it more. Yeah, pins honestly has struggled enough. But the problem with these companies was that it climbed up so high so quickly and couldn't handle fear in the market. I mean, we're not the only ones that are smart enough to say, oh, it's overvalued, right? I mean, everybody else around us knows that. And when it was here, obviously. And I would say Wall Street definitely knows that. When you look at some of the price to earning ratio on some of these things, it was just ridiculous. Hence, Pins got beat down pretty badly, pretty quickly. I think it gapped down maybe on this week on earnings one time, and it was horrible. It was horrid. So yeah, but this is like me picking on Square and PayPal. You can't go wrong with this. I don't think it's going to, I mean, at most it could go to maybe 20, but it's not going any lower. You know what I mean? I mean, it could. Technically, it could go to zero. So don't get me wrong. If they come out and say, "Oh, we're no longer in business" or whatever, or we're not making ad money, then sure, it could. But the likelihood of that happening is a little bit less, I want to say. Now, based on a technical analysis, I don't really see anything specific where I'd be like, "Yep, I definitely want to go in." It would have a little bit of a struggle with all of these gaps up right now. So I would put my target at the 50%, which is still a great risk to reward. So did you do long calls or did you do shares?
We a call and a put. It's the Ricky Cannon. So
Yep.
it's a put sale for January 24 and a call for January 23.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so that's and what strike price is your call, if you don't mind me asking?
So the call is at 35.
At 35. Oh yeah, you've got, I mean, absolutely, yes. It's honestly, when I look at these things, I don't want to short them anymore. I don't know if you saw my Slack post earlier, but there's just not enough risk to reward. Even though Pins might be setting up for a short, it's not, by the way, but if it was, I wouldn't want to be a short in this. There's just not much downside left to it, in my opinion. I think we can, some of these things will bottom out. They may not do it right away, but they will do some sideways momentum and then kind of look to go higher. They have to, right? I mean, let's look at this. It is at an attractive price. It is extremely cheap at $26. Anybody could afford to buy 100 shares of it, or at least a couple of shares, right? And with a target around here, that's a great risk to reward. So yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. I love this idea on Pins going bullish. Worst case scenario, this is exactly my Square issue as well. Worst case scenario, it goes to zero and I lose $1,000. That's it. Best case scenario, it goes in my favor. So yeah, I love this gap fill area. I could bounce and then we go higher. Where is it?
Mm-hmm. The entries we had a credit as well. So the calls were $4, but the puts that we sold were $6.
No way.
Really?
I'm gonna bug you about that. That's awesome. That's a great trade. So what you're saying is, obviously with your put sale, the moment we go higher, you're going to make money on your put sale as well as your call for free. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a fantastic strategy. I'm going to pick your brain about that later on. I'm going to ask you what strike prices you did it, because I want to set it up exactly like that too. That's awesome. That's amazing. Some of the other tickers could also work out really, really well. Jenny sent me the link to her trade. Let me see. Do you guys want to take a look? I'll share my screen with you so you can take a look. There we go. Can you guys see Jenny's trade?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So she bought a 35 strike calls for $4, and then she sold a 25 strike put for $6.
You can't see it, it's hiding.
Yep. Yeah, that's amazing. That's wonderful. And that's a good trade. This is risk mitigation at its best. And putting technical analysis. Ricky's amazing with that. Yeah, some of the other tickers that have been beat down, we can also look to see if we can do something similar to that. So Square, PayPal, maybe not Facebook so much yet, but when it's at 200, sure, we can look to do that as well. That would be wonderful. I still think some of the other ones sitting on extreme high horses, for example, Tesla or Shopify, still just somewhat overvalued, could come down a little bit more, and that might push the SPY and the Qs down a little tiny bit more. We'll see. Disney has earnings tomorrow, and so I'm planning on, if Disney gaps down, so if Disney gaps down, it would have completed its wave 5 of this downward channel, of this down wave. So I want to be able, I want to get in long on Disney around 126 or 128 range right over here. I think we can make one more low to 126 and see where we go, 127-ish, and see where we go from there. So I want to add more long-term shares then as well. We are kind of far away from its weekly 10 EMA as well. So yeah, if Disney gaps down for whatever reason tomorrow and comes to my buying range, I will more than likely buy shares, or we can look to do something similar on Disney as well. It's a great company. It's not really going anywhere. It's just struggling. I think it got on to, I think the Disney, I guess the app and the video streaming didn't really work out very well in its favor during COVID. I think Netflix and other people took its market share a lot more quickly than Disney anticipated. But Disney has a presence in India. I mean, it's partner up with a company in India, and they're doing their own productions and they're doing their own thing. And Disney, I mean, it's Disney, it's not going anywhere. So growth-wise, I think it's got great potential. I'm going to look to buy something here as well. And I will see if I can do something similar. And if I can, I will definitely let you guys know. PayPal is just, I don't even know what to say about this. We're going to probably 82, I don't know. It's just not looking that great. This is something similar to what Facebook did yesterday, and this is why I entered the Facebook short yesterday. So right now it's opening below this candle. I just feel like it's been punished enough. So I wouldn't want to do what you did with pins, because this is an expensive stock and I don't want to mess with it technically right now. I would much rather feel comfortable and safer doing it with Disney than this. If I got put shares of Disney, I'd be okay. PayPal, I'm a little bit concerned about. Square at 87, yeah, we could do this all day, absolutely. Let's go look at some of the other tickers. Just 1 second. X had a it's just been grinding higher constantly. I'm not sure why I liked this chart yesterday. I was looking at it last night and popped up on my scanner, and I'm not exactly sure what happened to it. Why exactly? We'll come back to it. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go check on our trade. Yes.
Can we look at Carvana?
Yeah.
I'm shorting Carvana long term.
Yes, you go, girlfriend. I love it when you're shorting stuff, Binga. Okay, cool. Okay, so where is your target on this? Carvana, first of all, I think that if we take out this indecision candle to the downside, we're opening somewhere over here right now. But
Mhm.
if we take out this indecision candle, we're probably going to go make another low.
Mhm.
We should definitely not take out this green candle right here with good volume. If we do, I would just hold on to my short forever. Let's go look at it on the wave count wise. This could be a wave 3 and sideways consolidation for wave 4 and then another wave down. So now you tell me where your target is.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Did you just recently enter? Where was your entry?
I got in. I actually got in twice. I got in and I made good profit very quickly in 3 days, and I got out, and then I got in again, and now I'm waiting.
I see. Okay. So Carvana also, like, I can see this head and shoulders happening, a retest of that and then going down. This is going back to valuations. You know, this is not a $146 stock. Well, I need to see how much money it makes. I need to go look at its P ratio and things like that. I'll look at it on Finviz later today. But yeah, but I mean, just by looking at this dumpage, I honestly think we can do somewhat sideways consolidation for a little bit and then look to drop a little bit more lower one more time. I wouldn't be super worried about this. Absolutely not. No. And this kind of works out with our 10 EMA as well, right? So we got our first close below the 10 EMA, first bull candle, and then we close below it. That's your bear swing entry. So I think this would be a pretty fun play. Did you do it with options or are you in with shares?
With options. I just bought a put, and it's like until May.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So yeah, you have time. Yeah. I think it can go sideways for a little bit and then come back down a little bit more. I know it's a really cool concept that they have. I just feel like cars are something that are personal, like that's gonna be a part of your life forever, and you want to be able to touch and feel and you know, car shopping. I think we've created a tradition for it, kind of like Black Friday shopping. You know, like we've created a tradition for it where you go to the dealership and blah 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 blah. And so, sure, there may be a clientele that wants to do it really really quickly and get their car out of an ATM, sure, but then the rest of the others, I don't know how this concept truly plays out. I don't know if this is going to be a successful way to go car shopping. We should ask Keith. Keith, how do you feel about that? Would you go buy cars? Because I know you're someone that close to that business. How would you do that? Does it sound like a good idea?
So, I mean, the only thing that I will say is my favorite car shopping ever was done during COVID, because the car dealership guy like went out, took videos of cars on the lot, sent them to me. And I could look at them all from home without having to be harassed constantly by salespeople. And
Really?
literally like select the car from home and then made one trip to see it, and that was it.
Wow. Okay. So I hate going car shopping, by the way.
Yeah.
I never go car shopping. It's always my husband's problem to deal with. But I thought it would just be more, I don't know, it's such a personal thing to it's like somebody else going clothes shopping for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's true.
not a big believer in it,
It's true.
but
I mean, I did it through a traditional dealership, but then I saw
Mhm.
like the people across the street, they had one delivered through Carvana. Like the truck brought it, dropped it off at their house, and I was like, that's really cool. Like they didn't have to go anywhere.
yeah, our neighbors got their car through Carvana, and they said we literally just did everything online, and they brought it to us. So yeah, that's amazing that that's working out, and I'm truly surprised that we're making that change. I just wouldn't think that would, I don't know, that people would be that open to it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, we'll see what the future holds on this. I'm definitely looking forward to the fun way of car shopping,
Do you guys
or
have
not
the,
car shopping at all.
Do you
No.
guys have the secondhand car shortage at the moment?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yes, it's not fun right now. So we were trying to get rid of our car earlier, one of our cars earlier in January, and they offered us, I think I want to say maybe $12,000 for it, and then we took it back in September or October of last year, and they offered us $18,000 on it. I've never had it happen in my entire life, ever.
Yeah.
That with more time and with more traveling, and my husband's on the road quite a bit, so there were lots of miles added to it as well. So yeah, truly surprised. Let me go check back on ES real quick and see if we're doing good. I just saw a whole bunch of red candles in a row, and I was like, no. Okay, cool. So our stop is in a good place. I'm not too worried about it. If we get stopped out, we're down a little bit. I do think that another wave higher can come, and if it doesn't, that's fine, no problem. We'll go find another trade. If this trend line breaks, I don't like it so much, then we'll move stops and see where we go from there. I just, so Keith and I were talking about this earlier with one of our mentorships, where things are going bearish. So when it's in a bear trend, if you flip back to the 1 minute chart, it will go do this bear flag. I've seen it time and time again. And when that trend line breaks, that's when you want to go in. I'm trying to see if we had one yesterday. So that's when you want to go in short. So clearly right now would be the time to go short. I'm going to move. Well, our stop is really in a good place. I don't want to move stops just yet. But when this trend line should not have broken. Clearly we're kind of just surfing around. We're too close to opening bell right now, and I don't want to be in this trade until 9:30. So I'm either going to see if we can get out for a small exit, or if I can just stops, and we'll see. It looks like we could get out for a small exit. We'll see. I don't know what this mess is around open. Have you guys noticed it? Like right around 9:30, there's this big influx of volume, and then just everything. None of your trades work.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I do.
For sure.
I do know what it is. It's just people buying and selling. But
But there's no rhyme or reason, and it goes both ways so fast.
Yeah. Yep. So usually, if you're in a trade and you're stuck in it, I would look to exit, really. If you can get out, or if you have the chance to get out, sure. Here's a 5-minute chart that I was looking at earlier, and I was like, yeah, that's too many bear candles in a row. We should have a little bounce, maybe make another high, get to our target. That would be nice, and then come back down. My bias for today is just neutral. We might chop around again, unless we take out the low in any which direction, or the high. Unless we take out this inside candle in any which direction, I think, I don't know if I want to take any frivolous trades. The Qs did that. So the Qs kind of look interesting. But again, it all depends on where we open too. So if we open with a gap down on Qs, that's not going to be fun for a lot of people. There we go. So if we open below this candle, which we are right now pre-market, but it all changes right before 9:30. However, this also, guys, qualifies for a 10 EMA bearish strategy. I feel like with this move up, we trapped a whole bunch of people, and I received a million text messages or DMs on Slack or on my social media where people were not necessarily just personally to me, but people were just absolutely sold on, oh yeah, this is the dip. And yep, we're going higher. But it just, wave count wise, none of it made sense. There's still so much fear out there. So yeah, it's, we're going to have to wait and see. And we have to decide soon. The longer we do sideways consolidation, the better it is actually for the bears or the bulls, doesn't matter whichever way. But it's going to trap more people, and then we either break down or go higher. So the longer it does that, great. But I think these days are not so fun on us when we're day trading. So for that reason only, I wish it would just pick a direction and then go that way. Yeah, the Qs also eventually, Jenny, I want to do what you did on it, something similar to that, and then just keep earning against my long call, by doing covered calls in near term. So I do plan on doing it, just not yet. I think it's still in troubled waters. It's not looking that great to go long on it just yet. But eventually I do want to do something similar to that as well. How's the crypto market doing? Where is Bitcoin, US dollar? Okay. The reason I look at this is because of Tesla, and see if it can fluff it up. This looks like it broke out of a trend line. Tomorrow could be a telling day for the crypto market because of the CPI numbers, and see where we go from there. This was supposed to be an inflationary hedge. I don't know what happened to that. Full disclosure, guys, I'm not in it. Just kind of seeing where it's at. We'll go back to ES real quick and see if we can exit our position to not be stuck in it. Or see if we can just hang out here for a little bit. Okay, all right. So if you have the option to exit and want to take all, then I would say just exit right over here at the new high and call it a good win. I think we'll get there fairly quickly right now. And if you don't want to and you want to stick to our target, that's another option too. That's another 4 points right up there. So it's not anything super fantastic. Do love the volume coming in right now though. So yeah, we'll see if we can get to 76 is where I'll look to exit, because I just want to get out before the market opens. Don't want to get caught up in that stampede. So, yep. Eventually, though, if we make that high around 80, that could be a good shorting area, guys. Let's put fibs on this and see what we can do. So I'm going to put fibs on yesterday's candle. All right, and we're hovering around below the 786 level. Okay, cool. So right where our target is yesterday's 618 level. And looks like that would be the wave 5 ending. So that could be a good area to look for resistance and maybe a potential short over there. So we'll see at open how this plays out. I mean, so for example, if we take the 618 level out completely, just go boom out the gate and then roll back down, then great. Then I want to be in it bearish and have, that $40 44.40 target. But if we take this out with a bull volume like this and a great follow through, then I think that scenario is less likely to play out. So for that reason, I don't want to be in there. I wanted to show you guys a trade we did on Apple yesterday. Well, we didn't necessarily take, so we're assuming that this is the drop on Apple, and we're going to go for a retracement in the afternoon. We're going to reverse in the afternoon, which happened to majority of the stocks yesterday. And then we kind of just rolled back down. This is a 15-minute chart. And so this is a 618 right over here on Apple. And this is what I mean. So if we get rejected and obviously this is a 15-minute candle, but if you look at it on a lower time frame, and we take out this bull candle that touched a 618, then we're going to go for a bear run. We're going to go lower. If we take this out and then we go higher and we hover around here for a little bit longer, then we might go higher. So that's just, I just wanted to show you guys this example. So this candle also touched a 50% retracement. But notice how another candle right after didn't take it out. Well, it went a little bit lower, but it ended up closing green. That gives you a good sign. Well, this was just trap city yesterday. But anyway, I just want to show you this. If we have something like this at our 618 range at 82, then I would look for a short potentially around that area. And you guys get the point. No, not Eversource. I think this has to happen at least once during the day. Okay. Here's a 15-minute chart on it. And for the 15, though, I don't like the fact that we're going to make for our bear case, that we're going to make a higher high on it and then come down. So I don't know if I feel great about that, but we'll just have to see. I don't know. We'll have to assess as we go. If we take out these trees or tops, we're going higher for sure. We're definitely going to 82 at least. So yeah, at open, we'll have to reassess and see where we go from there. It's just battling a whole bunch of resistance right over here on the 15-minute. if we can take this channel out and get back in, then yeah, that could make a good bull case scenario as well. We will just see where we close. What else, guys? What else can I answer for you before I wrap it up here? Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? I only have, so far, I only have Keith and Jenny in the room right now. What other questions do you guys have?
I don't know if I've got anything specific.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick, go get some coffee and go do some research on some of the trades that we talked about earlier, and then see you guys in Slack.
Did you try signing up to that CME thing?
Yes, I did look at it last night, but I couldn't do it on my phone, so I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
But
I think they want you to go through their little course. It's not long, but it's quite repetitive, and
I see.
And it ends up being a bit more of an infomercial than. I mean, the first few are quite good for me, but yeah, by the end it was kind of like, okay, we get it. You are wanting us to sign up and continue trading with you.
Yeah. It could be fun. You know, why not? Absolutely. I don't know if you guys have given it a thought to do the funded account challenge with me, but I really want to get that going. If we can do it together, that would be so fun.
Well, I'm trying to sign up, but I was a bit annoyed because they don't link with Tradeovate. And so I said, well, I didn't really want to go with NinjaTrader. And so I signed up with NinjaTrader, and now NinjaTrader is saying, well, we're not going to give you any login details till you transfer money. And I was like, well, that was the point of trying to get funded, was so I don't have to put money in. So I contacted Trade to Earn to Trade, and they said, oh, no, you don't have to. No, you just got to download the platform. I was like, well,
yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that? You know, I was saying to the guy, I don't really want to sign up with NinjaTrader. And he said, well, you know, you've got to use their platform. And so now I'm, you know.
just in the middle of everything. Yeah. You know, so I would say give them a call. So you paid for their membership, right? Like you
$75, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you got that started. I'm gonna get that done today too. I know I got you guys all excited, and then I haven't done it.
Well, Methune joined
it.
Methune joined it, and he said that he was trying to change his stops, and it kept adding in extra contracts, and then they said, no, you failed because you had more than the specified contracts that you're allowed to have. So you got to pay us $100 and we'll reset your account. And he said, yeah, no thanks. And he's gone off to try Top Step, I think.
Yeah, and he's going to go try doing something else. Yeah. So I went through something similar with Top Step. You know, they're a great company, and if you can get a funded account with them, great. I just had some issues navigating their platform. And so yeah, so that's my biggest battle. It's just, you know, understanding their system first, and then kind of taking the trades. So I'm going to try to stay away from taking any trades until I absolutely understand how to do them, and then do it. So yeah, so if you've already gotten started, I will do it with you and we can do it together.
Well, I have been doing, what do you call it? Paper trading in my Tradeovate account. And I've been going okay. I've been making profits, and I went, okay, I think I'm ready to try the funded account. But I decided to do this challenge with CME, and all I've done is just lose money. I think it might be too dangerous if I've got a funded account.
Yeah.
It's not my money.
I mean, no, it's not your money, but then they have rules around it, right?
I know,
you can't lose more than a certain amount, I think. I know you can't lose more than a certain amount, even after you get funded. They have rules around it. and it's honestly, it's not for everybody. I would never be like, oh yeah, you should definitely do it, and it's definitely going to be amazing. If you have the discipline to maintain risk to reward scenario over here, only then I would say do that. Otherwise, what happens is, so I was pretty active in our futures channel a while ago, and I would come across people that would say, oh, I'm going to get a funded account, I'm definitely going to go do this, and then they would buy their membership for $200-300 and then have to reset their account every single time, at least once or twice a month, because they weren't sticking to rules, they weren't disciplined enough. So I mean, no, you can't trade 10 contracts if your loss limit is $3,000. And you can't, I mean, unless I feel like you're pretty good with your risk definition. And so I don't think that it would be an issue for you, but if you can get a funded account, that would be so nice. Because then my plan is to, I just like the challenge. It's like, hey, my team and I got a funded account together. That's amazing. I love that challenge. And that's what I want to do it for, because the trading that I do in futures is with options, and they don't allow me to do options over there. So I just want to get funded and just going to say, okay, we did it together. Sort of, that's my motivation in it right now. I don't know.
Doing Arabia's class currently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. She says, because I don't know anything about them other than what Maloney, you and I talked about last week. But I think tonight, Jenny, isn't the night that she's going to go over some of the different prop firms and.
Yeah, I actually did her mentorship last year. Yeah, okay. So that's how I ended up getting into Tradeovate, because she was showing us on Tradeovate.
Gotcha.
And because I've tried I got actually approved with Interactive Brokers to trade futures, but the margin they required was massive.
Yeah.
Like 200,000. And I was just like, I don't have that kind of money in my account, so I ended up going to Tradeovate. I put in $3,000 Australian and was able to trade contracts, which is way better than the Interactive Brokers.
Yeah. I like it so far. I think it's good.
It's it's definitely, I mean, so if you can have a funded account I think it's $50,000, and it's not, I mean, so it's not real money that they're giving you. So it's not like they're transferring $50,000 to your account. It's really, these are simulated trades. And if you make money on it, then they give you, they let you withdraw your profits. But it's just, so if you have a $50,000 account with them and you pay a monthly membership of what, $200-300 at most, that is so worth it, because then now you can trade, a couple of 3 or 4 ES contracts and on a trade.
What Arabia was saying is you only pay for the account while you're doing the training or getting approved for the funded account. And then once you get the funded account, she said they don't make you pay for the monthly fee anymore.
Oh, they do not. Okay. Did not know that.
Who was that with?
That was what Arabia was saying last night, I thought.
For Top Step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you only pay while you're doing the training.
Yeah.
He was saying set money aside and give yourself time for the training, like a few months. But then once you get funded, you don't have to worry about paying the fee anymore.
I know with the other one, the InterTrade, if you're going through, say, NinjaTrader, you don't have to pay NinjaTrader while you're getting assessed, but once you get funded, you've got to pay NinjaTrader, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's just for the market data or what it is.
Oh yeah, she did say that you still pay for market data through the one that she was talking about, but you don't have to pay for the monthly fee.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty cool concept, and hey, why not? and I mean, if you have the money in your account, like the extra money that I have in my account, I could be using it to do cool trades like Jenny does and buy leaps and things like that. Or maybe just look to grow that account. So yeah, it's a phenomenal idea. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I've just been putting it off because of RLT India and just a whole bunch of other factors. But I think it'd be really cool if we all did it together and got funded. Like for example, so on today's trade, I know the risk to reward wouldn't have been really great, but we're up about 3 points. And if we had 2 contracts, that's 6 points. That's $300. And if we can break it down, so I think when I was doing it one time, the goal was to make $3,000 before you got funded, and you had to divide it between like certain days. You couldn't make it all in one day or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done it. But I kind of looked at it logistically, and I'm like, okay, if I have to make $3,000 and have to divide it between 10 days, then I'm going to look to make 300 every single day. And within a month, you'd have a funded account. Surely you're not going to have all winning days. You're going to have some losing days, but that's definitely doable.
I think with Top Step, you've got to get like, I think it's $9,000 or something, but you can't do it in one day. You have to do 5 days of trading, not consecutive. And your largest winning day can't be more than 40% of the total winnings.
Gotcha.
I see. Yeah. And that's fair, right? Like they don't want any rookie to just kind of come in and get lucky and then not be able to make any money. So yeah, that's absolutely fair. But it's doable. It's definitely doable if we break it down and kind of dissect the math of it. It's definitely doable. I'd be happy to do just live trades with you guys, try to get funded. All of us will do that together, and that would be awesome.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. The only trouble is you're going to be doing it during the daytime and I'll be asleep.
Oh, no.
You got to switch your schedule, Jenny. Switch your schedule.
Well, no, that's no fun. Well, I mean, if I can do it a little bit earlier, I would be happy to do it. But you and I will DM you guys. We will talk. I got to go look at a few tickers and see where they are pre-market right now, and then come back to you guys in Slack. I don't have much going on during the day, so keep an eye on our Slack channel, and I might be able to come hang out with you guys later on. I know Jenny is in Australia, so that might be hard for you, but Keith, if you're around and you're trading and doing fun stuff, and if we do take out that inside candle to the bear side or do bear trades, I would love to. We'll do like a live session. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Awesome, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day, and let's get some money. Let's get some R's done.
Sounds good.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.